Hello, darling doves. I am inspired to chat right now. So, today, every morning I wake up and I cleanse and clear my chakras and I center myself with the Gaia energy, right? And then also source energy. And I just flow. And then all of a sudden I perk up with all this energy. And anywho, after that, I usually am guided and I feel called to, yeah, I truly feel I want to connect more with my soul as well, right? Um, and then I do my own channeling with my higher dimensional beings, guides, guardians, angels, ancestors, right? And higher self. And they all come into, I call upon my higher self at specific times. And then it's funny. I have a guide named Javier Joquia, um, and he comes with a French accent. I couldn't do a French accent for my life right now. Um, I'm sure I could try. That's not the point. Uh, I just know. And then I have another one who speaks in a British accent. And then my higher self, when I call upon her, I talk like me. And it's so much fun. And they explain to me the differences when these different accents come through. I've designed it that way, apparently, to where one, my human and, my nest no, knows that it's coming through. For some reason, I'm able to connect with it for my own particular reasons, right? And then it just flows. And then it's so funny when like they start switching, and I could tell, well, they start switching, especially the British accent and then the French accent. And I go, sometime. And then so when they did that, I remember this one specific time when they did that, it was to show basically it is that of the same energy, right? It is all source. They are all there. Um, but also there are particular strings of resonance. There are particular, let's call it soul personalities, okay? And it's funny because Javier Jacquet, they talk to me in different specific ways for different particular things. Like Javier gets straight to the point on things, and we talk real quickly. And then my British accent, she's more female, and it's just kind of the overallness of the messages that they bring to me. They all do that. And then my higher self brings me, it's just a different frequency vibration and more of a future kind of like, like last night, she told me, she told me, I don't remember, just great things about me in the future. But the thing is that it was only as it all is to give me confidence, give me this sense of hope, give me this more entrusted essence of the all, of the now, of faith, right, in myself and in my gifts and what I can do, and also to congratulate me on all those things. It's I don't I have all the friends in the world, but I only hang out really with my angels. I've come to learn, and I'm also in an environment currently where I go out, I venture out, and I have my conversations, but it's just I'm a new me. The conversations that I want to have. Do you want to talk about angels? Do you want to talk? And some do, and I find myself a lot of times encouraging people. Which listen, I love chatting with people and hearing about their life stories and whatnot. And they love hearing about mine. And I remember before my new me, right? Before the healed version of me, I always learned about other people. I always talk to people about themselves and have this innate gift of healing, innate gift of divine advice, right? That comes from my heart. I've always been heart forward, but now it's I have that. Also, I've learned that sharing my story and kind of the only way that I specific moments. Other than providing encouragement, I tell them stories about what I've been through when it's time or what I'm doing, like going to Colorado straight, and which is what I kind of popped this on for. But it's the only best way I feel in my journey to help others is to tell them, listen, I went through the same thing and this is what I thought about it. And this is how I got through it. And honestly, I'm a happy camper. So, anywho, now in my meow meow meow, I am going through my stuff because I'm leaving on the 8th, right? 8 8 portal. Boop. And they're telling me, okay, so this is one of the things the ancestors were, oh, okay. If I remember to tell the ancestor story that happened today, it was nuts. Um, what I've been guided to do is going through my things, right? Like I've said in my previous videos, is that every place I went, every destination from rehab to sober living, from, and this has been, I talk about it a lot because this is like a huge pink and stinking part of my life, you know? Um, and then downtown and then all these different places, I've always been guided to leave everything besides like a backpack. And because I've learned and trusted that I'm acquiring new things, and I always do, just like the yoga mat, and every place that I go, I leave my yoga mat. I am not leaving my yoga mat this time. I feel in my heart, I'm not going to. I'm taking this one. I love it. Every time I do downward facing dog, my hands don't slip. I love the grip, and that's just what we're doing. That was probably more for me than for you guys, but you know what I mean? My heart says yes, keep it. So this time I was talking with my guides, guardians, angels, my higher self, all that. And, in my journey, they would tell me what to bring. Even I would speak with God, essentially, right? Source universe. My At that time I channeled just the all consciousness personality. I don't know, however you want to, I would go straight to the source at that time before I gained more understanding in my own understanding for Arielle, the best way I can understand things. Any easily weaselly. So, long story short, they're telling me, God told me at certain points that you just need like a pair of jeans, two pairs of jeans, two t-shirts, two pairs of socks, things like that. And I would have like five t-shirts, three pants, whatever. But honestly, at the end of the day, I ended up leaving most of it and acquiring and only taking with me just the smallest bare minimum, which basically what I was asked to do. This time's every you're a different person every time you grow and you elevate and you choose to do different things. You now have wisdom. I've alchemized a lot of things. I've learned so many lessons through this training process to be the best version of me, right? The highest timeline, the highest frequency I can emit. And this one, the whole point is I'm walking now in my dharma, you know what I mean? Just about through this integration process with all the old karma. And dharma, if you don't know, it is just walking in heaven on earth and being provided for all the blessings and stuff. And then all these lessons that I'm going to be learning, just because as we're here on the school planet, we're still learning lessons and for me, teachable things. It is loud now. And sorry, excuse that. Um, Teaching to close the door. uh, okay, what am I talking about? So it's just gonna be fun. Like all these lessons that I've learned in the past weren't that great, right? Okay, but now I get to learn new lessons because I've turned and alchemized all that stuff into wisdom. So now I get to learn new lessons, but fun, like lessons of fun. First of all, learning the lesson that, hey, I can go out into people, like in groups of people and have a good time, you know? And so here's the dealio snalio with that. I'm not like afraid of people. I love people. I do. I know I'm going to meet up with my soul kin, with people that vibe the same, or maybe a little lower, maybe a little bit higher, but all in the same realm of vibration and frequency, and understand, and then are just stars on this planet, and they just know, without having to explain it or having to be the healer or the therapist. And that's fine. That's fine. You know what I mean? But really, my whole job here is to have fun and create and do these things and put happiness out into the world. Yeah, I signed up for that job before I got birthed into this place, so I'm really excited and proud of myself for that. So this time around, what to pack? Well, not that much. And so here's the teachable moment here, at least for me, is to really, I see this sense of trust that I have in myself and in my growth, that I'm like, yeah, I'm going through things, and I have more bags filled with to put into the magic of the alley, right? Than I have taken with me. And then I'm sitting here and I stopped and I did my nails. And I'm looking at all the you know, I don't even need any of it besides like my probably my important documents. But other than that, I mean, just stuff I don't need to hold on to. So their point that they made to me was this new light version, my words that I love using for myself, they use with me, is this new goddess that you walk as, this new image. How do you want to express yourself in every moment? Now is the opportunity to let go of all the things, all the clothes, all the clothes that I've acquired are gifts and beautiful in that time, but they are not an expression of who I am on the inside and who I've truly become. I want to express myself the way I feel inside, and I deserve that. And I am worthy of that, right? As we all are and should express ourselves that way. And they say, how can you allow us to fill your cup if your cup's already filled with things and they're not even you? It's that vibration, getting rid of that vibration, that frequency of old patterns, old ways that no longer serve me purpose, acquiring things in certain different ways, knowing and trusting that I'm going to get the things that I need. But now I trust that I'm going, because I've moved up, I've leveled up, my frequencies are higher. The magnetism that I have is stronger, and those frequencies are aligning more with exactly my higher self, my soul, my everything, right? The highest way that I'm going to be living. And then I just keep growing. So they go, we get blessings sent to us in magical and mystical ways, and people either, things just happen magically. And I've experienced that. I can't sit here and say that this world, you know, the way that our human minds would think, but the way that my human mind would think about it, trying to figure it out. If I explained half the things that I've been through, they were straight magic, straight from divine. Just like no one's going to believe me. One day I'll tell a story in little intermittently little thingy things. So, but I'm sitting here, how am I not going to believe that? Because you're telling me that, and I believe and trust in myself. I trust in my gift. I trust in my process and my journey and everything that I've been through. So, point being, they said basically just, last night they were explaining the beginning of this, and they were like, we don't want to explain it like a female. We want to explain it like a guy, so you don't think that we're talking to you right now. It's basically, if you were a guy and you were going, we would say take a pair of trunks and 2 shirts and your flip-flops. And that's it. So, talked to my higher self today. And she basically explained what I just did. It's kind of like, how do you want to express yourself? And how are you going to feel? First, I love this explanation. It's like, and I heard it before from one of my girls, it's just like, that are channeling through source. They say, be full of yourself. Be full of yourself. We are living here to be full of ourselves. And to me, I took that as not only be full of ourselves, it's fill our cup. What is this cup that we all say when your cup runneth over? What is that cup? That cup is ourselves. It is us. We are the pink and stinking cup. Fill that self. Put the thing on your face before you can help anybody else. You know what I'm saying? And then allow that to spilleth over. She says, basically, how can we fill your cup with more of you if you're not showing you yourself what you're worthy of and what you're not worthy of? What you want to, not only just worthy, but how you want to express yourself. We want to give you, as the universe itself does, fills in those places that need to be filled in, especially when there's light there, right? And through all that healing, all I Pink stinking am is light. So, and even, healing or not, this is the universe works these kinds of ways. So, anyways, so I'm just like sitting here, I'm going through, and I'm like, I don't need any of that. And this is a process. It's always been a process of packing and journeying away. And I create these videos, I put them out, and I've come to learn I don't listen to anybody else. No, I don't listen. Because it never works out when you do it somebody else's way. When you know, every single time I've listened, followed my intuition and my guidance from source, from my angels, from whatnot, from my essence, from my skills, from me. I can't go wrong. I never do. I'm following my divine path. My higher self, my soul is guiding me with whatever excites and ignites me and brings me joy. I follow my joy, and guess what I do? I find more joy. What a concept! So, anywho, I just thought I'd share that little snitty bitty, and yeah, sure, yeah. So I'm just going to pack what excites and ignites me, and what makes me feel like a walking freaking goddess. I highly suggest you do the same. Or a god, whatever. Or both. I love you guys. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I love you so much. I will send you away with a light language code transmission. As I do. Okay. Let me channel in. Oh, and if you want to accept this, say yes in your mind out loud. But let's breathe in together. Or just witness what it is. Breathe in fully, deeply. What are we going to do for this light code? Ooh. Encouragement in your activities, whatever they may be to you. To do so, to be playful through them, and to align yourself with more of your playful, synergetic energy from your inside to pour to your outsides, to make it easy and palatable for you to understand within yourself. So teatro macchiatre che shnini siatro poi teatro ne me che si teatro monia ne che so tu siatro moia che teatro pa teatro posto to nientro che se ne ti si teatro no to teatro pa teatro maniatre so teatro mo teatro to mia ne che se teatro to mo teatro ka ai teatro teatro po stania ta Focus yotro no moki siatra na meke te teatre no moniotro ro costio troppo coco chia niatre che shite. Sutrupo yotro ashiana na che atre te to yotro ro costo. To io mandari yotro ro posto. Yeah, I love you guys. Have so much fun. Have fun with that.